Hello, how to be happy. So, if you've been following along the past couple of months, one thing you have probably realized is that the whole dealing with stress thing is complicated and your happiness depends on it. How to be happy depends to a large extent on how you deal with the causes of stress in your life. And it's not one simple act like I've got a headache, I will take paracetamol for it, whatever your remedy of choice is. You have to take lots of different remedies and sometimes do other actions. It's rarely as simple as administering some form of magic bullet, I believe is you don't administer a magic bullet, do you? But the point is that for a lot of things there is no quick cure. You've got to actually take some action or other. And if you made your list, the causes of stress just about encompass everything that you experience in your life. So if you're at the stage in your life where you are a student, then you have stress from friends. It could be good stress, it could be bad stress, but it's still stress nonetheless. Stress from the need to unwind and decompress, stress from your studies, stress from monetary difficulties, stress from your relationships with your parents, and probably stress from your immediate surroundings, your accommodation, how you get to and from where you study, that kind of thing, during non-COVID-19 times. Okay. Please factor all the COVID-19 thing as a caveat rather than thinking, yes, but these are different. Yes, that as well is an extra cause of stress, isn't it? And then there's stress from, when I say from friends, is a peer pressure to do things which may or may not be good for you in the long run, but at the same time they feel like a good idea. So your studies, okay, if you're a student. If you are an adult, the stresses would be different, obviously. The stress of being a spouse, the stress of maybe being a parent, stress of owning a car, if you have a mortgage, servicing that, furnishing the place, making sure that your children are happy if you have them. There's lots of different causes of stress. So, but we're going to look at being a student. Because the life up to a point is somewhat simpler than being and having those more advanced responsibilities. Your responsibilities are mainly to yourself. So I think you'll agree that whatever your sources of stress are, like I just said, it's not always possible to simply take some very fast action and eliminate them, as with a headache and medication. Sometimes you have to work out whether or not, what are the benefits? Why are you enduring this source of stress? And sometimes you don't have a lot of choice. So your ability to change the effects of the source of stress upon you and upon your happiness levels could also be limited. Perhaps if it's that you have to work night shifts and you have disrupted sleep all the time, you have to endure that for now. So your method of dealing with this would be twofold. First, you would be thinking, well, can I endure this long term? Do I want to? If the answer is no, I don't want to, then you would be looking for your escape hatch. You would be looking for how can I replace this job with something that pays equally well, so that I can maintain this standard of living, but have a way of life which does not involve shifts. The step, having identified that you need something which requires the same level of pay, you could ask yourself, is that true? Do I need the same level of pay? Do I actually need to be in this location? Could I get some skill which would enable me to move into some other area which pays more highly? For example, let's say you are working in sort of a help desk situation, and it's 24-hour support, so you occasionally have to work from let's say 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. taking phone calls from around the world because you work in a call center. And while you're doing that, you might think, well, this level of pay, there are bonuses and things, but maybe if I trained and set myself an end date of 1 year to acquire some IT skill in programming, then I would be able to market myself as having skills with technology, because I'm dealing with software, looking at people's details, skills with people, skills with meeting deadlines and managing expectations, and you can make a list of all the little skills that you've got because they all add up. Prospective employers like to see that you've thought about these things, and then find some way maybe of studying online privately and getting some sort of certification to get you that skill and then move out. The second point would be, can you operate with less money? And you may find some opposition from your family on this, who are used to certain levels of TV packages, phone packages, and you may have to explain to them that it's that or you are going to go crazy and then there will be no money whatsoever coming in. Explain that to them, and then perhaps they might be able to come round to your way of thinking. I hope so. I know that people can unfortunately be unreasonable sometimes, but let's go with positivity here and say that they will be on your side. They'll be rooting for you because you love them, they love you, and that way you will be able to take a job better suited to your temperament but with lower pay, and the resulting calm would then again enable you to think of your escape route. And if you have a job that you do excel at and it requires a certain amount of skills, then it goes without saying that usually if you are working for someone else, there will be progression upwards because you'll be doing something that you are better suited for, hopefully that you love, and that will move and show itself within your value to that particular company, and therefore they will promote you as a result, if that's your thing. There are tests. I will make a note and we'll talk about this tomorrow. The square peg in a round hole. So just in case you don't know what you should be doing with your life, that in itself can be a big source of stress. Square peg syndrome. We'll address that tomorrow. I haven't got time now because we're at 9 minutes and 10 seconds. I've waffled on enough. I'll say good night. Here's to your increased happiness. And as usual, if you find this useful, like and subscribe. I hope it's got you at least thinking, what can I do to manage my levels of stress? It's not just about jobs, it's the other things as well. They all need looking at, and the question to ask is, what if? Does it have to be this way? What if it were different? How could it be different?